Welcome to the third and final episode on Conversation with the Youth on Mental Health. Have you watched the previous episodes? Adolescent age is one of the most important phases of the life of a human being the formative period with major impacts on the future of the society. This phase carries special significance for mental health of a person and of a society as a whole. We therefore cannot afford to ignore the opinion of the youth. How involved are we in the life of our adolescent children? What is your take on the issues so far raised by the youth on these episodes? We wish to have a conversation with parents on the same. Should you be interested in taking part, please do reach out. Remember to comment on the comment section. It's very important for us.
What I feel is missing that is making our youths run away from church is the absence of spirituality in their lives. Because it's weird, if you do your research from our church, not the young people, we're talking about the young people, not all of them who come actually come to worship. Some of them come to meet their friends. Mm-hmm. Some of them can't stay at home. So I feel the only way we will tackle that aspect is when we now try and be hard on the spirituality aspect of raising up our sons, where we try and there is a way our parents raised us with the church thing. It was the best thing that happened to us. But at the point where now I have to go out of the church, maybe it's something maybe I missed. And I feel like the aspect of spirituality in our young Christians, it's weak. Where you simply, nowadays they do put some weird things in the status and then the caption is, unatingiza imani. You get? It's something that trends, but then when you analyze that, the people will give up their Christianity because of a very funny, like the one I read the other day, it was saying, when Lot's wife turned back and turned into salt, who was there to capture that? Mm-hmm. You get? Mm-hmm. Those are stories we are making as young people, but you see someone who has no spirituality inside, will look at that and think over it and then be like, that doesn't work.
So where is this spirituality supposed to begin?
Well, I think spirituality, it should start from maybe Sunday school.
I don't think it's a Sunday school. I have a niece who is only 3 years old. She has never been to a Sunday school. But at least this child gets to know that there is a supreme being above. Why? When they wake up in the morning, the mom has taught her to pray. Na utamsikia akisema, Mungu pea dadi pesa mingi, fanya mama pone, like the parents should be able to nurture the kids in a spiritual manner, like from a tender age. The moment the kid gets to see that you're praying, he or she will enact this character, and he or she will be like anxious to know, like he or she will anticipate to know what exactly are you doing, who are you doing it for, and that's where it all begins.
I'll just go back to why some youth are not going to church. I think mine is a positive in a way. I think the presence of online churches. Yes. You find that we have services in the morning on Sunday.
TV
iko kwa TV. Mbona niende kwa kanisa and I can listen to what's still happening. I know that they go to church. That is what they ask.
I think it all then goes back to what Ogola said. Spiritual matters, what we've been taught. Our parents. You see, if my parents has taught me to watch on the media.
Yeah.
Maybe the parents never told me the importance of having that fellowship with maybe the fellow young people in church. I'll not have it. So it all starts from our parents and maybe the Sunday school. We need to accept it as, I think we need to take it that the spirituality matter, it's always a society. That is our parents, maybe the Sunday school teachers, the schools where we attend. I think even the parents need to consider the school where you take your child. What kind of maybe religion is he or she going to be taught? I think we need to be careful with that because it is going to affect this young person at early ages. That is maybe the youth part of life. So I think we need to accept the spiritual matter of it. And as I said, it is the programs. What do we do in church? What kind of discussions do we have in church to counter whatever is outside? Whatever is said about Lot and so on, who took the photo, that is what the outside people are saying. But how many of our ministers in church are ready to speak about it in a biblical way? It is this and this is what happened. Those who wrote the Bible were inspired by God. How many of us have been taught, what is this inspiring? How was this person inspired to write the Bible that Lot became a salt, whatever, and then he captured that thing and wrote for us? Because you see, it will, maybe it will come to a point that it's weakening our spiritual life. And you start feeling like, it's like, yeah, my minister has not told me. Why is it happened this way? And he cannot prove. So I think even the ministers in church need to pick up the fact and counter whatever we are being taught in the outside world and tell us in a biblical way.
I have a question for all of you, and I'd really appreciate if you answered me. Because now we're talking about spirituality and everyone is talking about Sunday school. I can't go to Sunday school. Everyone is talking about, when you're a child, your parents should take you to church. What happens to, for example, let's say I don't go to church. I have not been brought up there and I don't know the teachings and whatever, and I'm going through all these things the youth are going through. How can I get into the church? How can you advise someone like that? Because you can't tell me go to Sunday school.
Okay, that's why the church comes in a spiritual way. Like the programs they do now, it will bring you there now. Like if we are going to preach about something, or we are going to counsel about something, give advice about something in the church, we are going to talk in a biblical way now. You as a youth, you will come there, get the teaching, and take it back, and that one will help you. Now the program is another issue now. It's becoming an issue to the youth now. The program they offer, and again how they offer it, because you can't tell me like how our grandmothers or our mom they were taught back, or how they used to preach or pray. You can't bring it to the modern life now, because for now without the pianos, the guitars in the church, the youth will feel bored. Like you will become there, you preach the whole day, but nobody will listen to you. But if you interact, like they dance, they sing, they worship, it will be an interactive session, and more of them will learn, and they'll get the impact.
If I get what you are saying, right?
Yeah.
All right. The part of spirituality was just a part of our discussion.
Yeah.
But we haven't said that all the vices of the youth in the society would be cleared through spirituality, through going to church.
Yeah.
I think there is something, spirituality, let us not say spirituality is basically going to church.
Sure.
Yeah, true.
You could probably not go to church, but you could be spiritual. Are we agreeing there?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think to me what I understand by the moment we say spirituality, you see, a church is the people, not the building. So the reason why I'm emphasizing on let's be in church. Okay, the building is where we congregate.
Yeah.
And the reason, maybe to answer my sister the way she's asking, maybe you're at that stage, you're a young person, you're in the challenges. The reason why I as a person would advise you to get into the church, it's because you love people that you fellowship with. And if these people are right with God, they are worshiping God in truth and in spirit, I am sure that God as someone who can give you a testimony, because we are not all only in that church because we've never passed through this and that, but you get people who can tell you you can overcome this. There are people to encourage you. That's why I emphasize on there is the fellowship with the people. You'll get to learn a lot with your fellow young people. You see, from outside we have a lot of young people will discourage you. You cannot make it. You'll not overcome this. This is good and that. But you see, when you have the fellowship with the people maybe that are in church, and I repeat, that are worshiping God in truth and in spirit, definitely God is going to provide you with someone who maybe will help you and tell you, yes, you can overcome this. It might seem like it's not possible, but then it is possible. But you see, now the moment you sit back at home and feel like I'm going to listen to this pastor in the media and so on, and I'm done, you lack that part of fellowship. And I think the network of a person is the network that he or she has. Yeah.
Sure. Now let's get to social media.
Okay, social media has it has positive impact, and also there is this side of the negative impact. I find at times like the youth are struggling and end up losing themselves to reach this bar that has been set, especially financially. So you find like they lose themselves, and that's where they start to get stressed, and you find themselves involving in such crimes and other things.
Social media, wow. I feel like social media is something else. It's a different technology that we are not utilizing in the best way it ought to be utilized. For example, let's talk of Instagram. Instagram is a photo sharing app. Basically, that's it, where you share moments. What were you doing at that certain moment? And the fact that we go to those moments and then we are the same people who upload these moments. We use filters. All those moments, we create an image that is not true on the social media. So for me, I follow no one on social media. Apparently, I unfollowed everyone. For me, social media, I tend to take it like a break. If you want to learn, social media is not the place to learn. If you want to learn, social media is not the place to learn, because everyone there has an opinion. Everyone on social media has an opinion. Maybe the opinion is right, maybe the opinion is wrong. But for me, social media, it's done worse more than it's benefited us. So if you are trying to be a mentally stable person, minimize social media, minimize.
Maybe I'll somehow disagree with you. Maybe I'll give it 50-50. It matters with how you take social media to you.
Yeah.
Because I've seen people who have succeeded because of social media.
You see,
it's a question of you see, it's what am I doing with the social media that is altering my mental health? What am I supposed to do? What am I not supposed to do? I think we've spoke about purpose, goal, and what you want to achieve in life, and maybe self-realization, realizing yourself. You see, when you realize yourself what you want to do, there are people who market themselves in the social media. There are people who are using these social medias maybe to educate others. For instance, what we are doing right here will be used in a social media. It will benefit 1 or 2 or 3 people somewhere else. So it's a matter of knowing what you want to do with the social media, and I think you take what is positive to you and leave what is negative to you. But then you see the effect with our social media. I think these need to be regulated, and I think the government or maybe the agencies that can do this really opt to maybe help the young people, because you see, for instance, when you're watching a certain, maybe it's an educational or whatever video, but there is always those popping, maybe advertisements and so on. Some of them advertise things that you're not even, you don't need them. I think this is something that need to be regulated. For instance, currently as we speak, there is something that is trending. Young people are scanning their eyes for the world coins on, and each and everyone has his or she has his own opinion. It's good, it's bad. I think we need to, as young people, need to have independent thinking. You think independently, know that this is not right for me, this is good for me, and I'll pick this from social media, and this is what I'm going to live. I think with that we are going to be mental. I think our mental will be in good terms with us.
That makes sense, but also as someone who understands technology, maybe from a producer level, social media is built on algorithms, okay? Where these algorithms, they try to feed you what you want to see. For example, TikTok. TikTok analyzes your interaction, the time you spend, okay? Maybe the words you search to give you recommendations. So you'll watch your first clip, when you swipe up another one pops up. Where does it come from? It has already analyzed you, what you want to see. So with that knowledge that this social media thing is already analyzing me, you ought to be careful the information you give your social media, because it will give you back what you give it.
And again, to add on you about the social media thing, nowadays I can say almost all the platform you can regulate what you want. If you want to watch the video about worship or educative about something, those are the only things that they look at the video you are saying, they will pop there. But what the problem comes in is now ignorance of the people who are using it now. Yeah. What took me was to learn a certain topic or a certain issue. Then and you are there popping all the things. You're just swiping. You're not even you're just swiping. And as our nature of human being, we like to be entertained. Yeah. And that's now the social media now as they're getting at to our weakness now. They bring us dancing, the challenges, instead of what you want to do there. So the ignorance part of it is what carrying a lot of youths away now from their purpose in it now. Mm. Because toward social media, you can make millions out of that. You can market yourself, you can sell your clothes or even your ideas through social media. And by that, people are living a good life, and as you can say, good life. Yeah. So the social media, what you do and what you want, it still goes to the purpose and the orientation. What are you going to look there?
Also, don't believe everyone is living good life on social media.
Yeah. Okay, don't believe that. Yeah. That one comes as the ignorance part of it. But your intention was there. I went there to market I'm selling pumpkins. I went there to market about my pumpkins. How can you locate me? How can you get the transport? And how do you plant them? How do you sell until the harvesting time? If you went for farming part of it, most of you, the app will showing about the farming issue. It won't be showing about the beauty, the fashion, and the lifestyle of people.
Let me tell you why I unfollowed everyone on social media.
Yeah.
Because at least I understand the aspect of advertising on social media.
Yeah.
I advertise on social media, and I spend tens of thousands to run ads.
Yeah.
This ad will be sent to you, upende usipende, because it's an advert.
Yeah, you
use YouTube when you finished your first clip. You like it or not, an ad will come there, so you skip, go to the next one. So that's for YouTube now. On the social media part, you never need an advert. You'll just be scrolling down Oraimo earphones. You're scrolling down Solfest. You're scrolling down. You've already searched your bet, you get.
Yeah.
So when you're doing your thing, your social media, remember who is going to spend more on the adverts is this guy for Solfest. He's going to spend 100K to run that advert, and every time you log on Facebook, you will see that advert. So as someone who understands the background of technology, I don't feel like social media is being used for the benefit of the society. No, it's for capitalists. For me, that's I think that's something I came in peace with. Social media is for capitalists, where I want to sell you what you want to see, or what I feel makes sense to you, what I feel. Because I'll look at you as an age group, I will not look at you as an individual. So people who are around 20 to 30, this is what they want to see, this is what they want to build. This is the ad to send them.
Is it bad? I mean, okay, you have talked a lot about the negative aspects of social media.
Yeah.
Can you now tell us the positive aspects of the social media? Because there are lots of positive.
Yeah, there are lots of positive aspects of social media.
Yeah.
First one, I will talk of connectivity. I have about 5,000 followers. I've never seen all of them. But when I run an ad, at least 3,000 out of those 5,000 see that ad.
So the ad that was negative is now getting positive.
Because it's him.
It's
doing
yeah.
it. So I think the way he's saying it is a capitalist, and he believes that social media is your own
I
thing.
am a capitalist, and when I get to social media, I get there to make money. Yeah.
Through who?
I run the ads.
Through you.
Through us, and you're telling us
No,
not
that's
to use the social
contradictory.
media.
Yeah, no.
So now-
you do not get what I'm saying. I'm saying, you see, there's the advantage part of it.
Yeah.
And the advantage part of social media is to the capitalists. Okay? For me, I run an ad. The ad I run is for my
To
company.
the capitalists, you are a what?
I am a capitalist.
Yes.
I have a question. So you have 5,000 followers,
Yeah.
you follow no one.
Yeah.
So if all of your 5,000 followers were to
Unfollow.
come to that realization,
And
so
they
they should
unfollow
all
you.
unfollow you.
As a capitalist, no. But
If
as
they
an
all become
individual,
capitalists.
as an individual, I will advise them because for me, I know
I hope they've had
the
it.
effect of
I hope they've had it.
but I never said my business.
I think the thing is, the way I started by saying it's 50-50.
Yeah.
When you overdo it, it's wrong. Because you see, there are those ads that I need. Maybe you're advertising a motorcycle. Maybe that is what I need. I need to know it is this way, it works this way. Maybe I need it. But then you see, when I overdo it, the next video maybe will bring me something that I don't want. I think it's a matter of you realize yourself, purpose and goal. What am I doing with this? Again, you see, social media can act as something to entertain yourself and maybe to relieve yourself from some of these challenges that we are maybe discussing about.
Yeah.
So I think it's a matter of let us know the level at which we are supposed to do the social media. Let us all realize what the social media is bringing to us and what advantage the social media is bringing to us. Let us know in real, the moment that I watch a certain person in social media maybe influencing on a certain thing, let me be able to, or in a position to know whether this person is in real or advertising something. Let me go into deep and dig in and know this person, because I've seen a lot of people in the social media. Maybe they are just advertising, and you don't know, maybe there is something that is in their house and they are maybe discussing something different. But they will focus maybe their cameras onto that thing. You don't know they are maybe advertising, and you feel like, that house, the way it's furnished is good. And they all believe and know that kind of maybe paint, you get it in a certain shop. So you'll have to investigate and get to that place. So I think we need to know why people are in social media and what we get from them. Otherwise, we overdo without knowing, we end up maybe in a mental illness somewhere.
I agree.
I have a
Give
question
up.
for all of you. Do you think social media detox is a thing you personally embrace?
I would. Detox.
Social media
I
detox.
would.
Yeah.
I would want you to explain further what is a social media detox, or how is social media detox?
Social media detox is
Yes.
a detach from social media, where if you have WhatsApp, you either delete your account or you uninstall the app, you uninstall your Facebook, you just stay there on calls, emails.
Let me say something about that.
Yeah.
It's true. Personally, at the moment,
Detox.
I have this thing we call timer. When you want to use maybe WhatsApp for a certain time, and then maybe 5 minutes. After those 5 minutes, it's going to disable itself, so you won't be able to access it. But that goes hand in hand with self-discipline. Because if you want to extend the time,
you have the authority or that capability of extending the time
Yes.
on your phone.
Yeah.
So at the moment, there was a time I felt so drained. I could move from WhatsApp to Facebook to Instagram, TikTok. And then by the end of it all, I have nothing in my mind. Actually, I can't even comprehend or even reason. So I told myself I have to do something. So I had to put some timers. On Facebook, maybe 10 minutes. But sometimes I'm like, 10 minutes are over so quickly. I have to extend. But again, this is where self-discipline comes in. I want to better myself. So now, my Facebook is at 0 minutes. Like all of today, I haven't opened my Facebook account. And even Instagram, I was only active on WhatsApp because even at work we normally communicate via WhatsApp. So sometimes it does.
So actually what you're talking at to the end of the day, it is self-discipline.
Yeah.
Because like you say, you could put a timer and when it is over, you move it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's self-discipline. Yeah.
I think if you are also aware, make yourself aware of the platforms that you're in.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
social media is for sure. Let me just say like that. If you know that there's someone somewhere benefiting with what you're doing,
Yeah.
think for yourself, like, why am I here? Like, is it benefiting me in any way? WhatsApp, okay, fine, I'm talking to someone. If I'm on YouTube, probably you're learning something. If it's benefiting you in some way, just be aware of it. Probably there's like a cyberbully somewhere who is waiting for you to just click on it or, answer certain message and then do you and
Yeah.
So just be aware of what you're doing. Don't be ignorant about it.
And again, on social media, one thing that youths don't know is that most of the people put only the good sides of their lives. They don't put the negative or dark sides.
True. Yeah.
And that's one of the things that is making most of the youths to go crazy. For instance, there is Aziad or Eve Mungai. They're only early 20s. And I'm here, in my early 20s, I'm struggling to make the ends meet. And they have already made it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what is really happening in my life? And I'm pressuring myself to be like them. So we should put in mind, for them to be where they are, there was some effort. And they didn't just woke up one day and they found themselves where they are. So sometimes we should also...
And
take
again, not
things out.
everybody can be like Eve Mungai or
Yeah.
Aziad. Or you just who you are.
True.
Yeah.
I think is the issue of social media. I think let me explain what my brother Ogola was saying. You see, I explained it in the perspective of capitalist, but I believe he wanted to derive this point that you see this social media, the way they work, it's a matter of they know you, what you want, what you maybe what you concentrate on and so on. So I think what you need to do is, for instance, myself, the way he's saying, me, I stopped following people, that is one. Two, my Facebook account, I think from the time I realized myself, I stopped befriending people. Even if you are near, I know some of them are here and are not my friends in my Facebook. Because I came to realize the moment I befriend you in Facebook, on social media, whoever is your friend will start now being maybe on noticing what I do in my life. So because I want to cut the lines of connectivity in terms, because I don't know who is having the good intention and who has a bad intention. So I would rather go in the social media because of what I want, not what they want me to do. So I stopped befriending a lot of people. I stopped following people. For instance, even the TikTok, the way it works, you follow 3 people, whatever they watch will somehow start coming to your account. So I'll stop following people. And you see, these people, most of them who have succeeded in social media, just go check on them. There's this man by the name Damin. He does some maybe videos on the social life and so on. This person has just followed one person, but he has more than millions of followers. We all follow him and so on and so on. Ask yourself, why is it that this person only follows one person? You see, I think it's a matter of role model and what you inspire to be. The moment you realize that and realize that my purpose is to create a certain maybe documentary, this is what I need. I don't want other videos that are related to this. So you'll avoid following other people so that this may not come into your account. I think that will really help us. Let us know who we are following what we are watching, and we can only regulate that by maybe knowing who to follow, what to like, and what to comment on in the social media. That will help us because it keeps the history.
But I feel that most of the youth is not a matter of what you're saying. It's a matter of, I want to see what is happening out there. I want to see who is trending out there. I want to see the fashion that is trending out there, you know? So they go just gallivanting on different accounts, and then they end up being pushed to the wall because everybody else is succeeding except me. Is social media addictive?
It is.
Yes.
So much is I think we are somehow addicted. Some of us, I think so. You see, they might tend to run away from it, but I know some of you, you've ever been addicted, or even as we speak, you're addicted to something in social media. There's that thing that you are addicted to. But the question is it advantaging you, or is it helping you to what you want to achieve in life? Or is it just for entertainment? You end up overdoing it, and then you find yourself in a mess.
Yeah, this forum is very, very long. We may have to have 3 different sessions. But maybe to cut the long story short, we have discussed a lot of things. Is there anything that any one of you feel we did not touch on and it's important that we do before we conclude? We will start.
Wow. I'll just maybe finalize by maybe pointing out most of the things that maybe the challenges that young people are facing, and that maybe take us to those messes that we find ourselves in. One, maybe I'll point out peer pressure, environment that we are in, whatever we consume in terms of social media, whoever we take as our mentors, as our role models, and our friends, the circles that we are in. If we can, I feel as young people, if we can consider those things and know that, you see, the Bible says that love your neighbor as you love yourself. I believe it says as you love yourself, so that the part of loving yourself, you must love yourself so that you may love someone else. As young people, we need to realize and know that it is about us, and you love yourself as a young person before maybe starting things that will maybe you want to maybe to do something to impress someone. Before you start doing those things that maybe may bring you into a mess, always know the part of loving yourself more, so that you may be able to love others. There is no way you'll do harm to you so that you may impress someone else. Let us love ourselves as young people. Let us always take care of ourselves. That is all I can say.
Okay, I'd just like to conclude by saying that the society should be ready to destigmatize the issue on mental health and well-being, and they should be ready to be equipped with the knowledge of how to handle, to empathize, and to understand such topic. And for anyone who is depressed out there or going through any form of mental illness, just try and dust yourself up and just move on, accept and move on and learn. That's all.
Well, mine is very simple. First of all, I want to tell everyone, you should never be ashamed to take care of your mental well-being. Never be ashamed, never be scared to stand up and step up and be there for yourself. And also, reach out. If you feel like you're struggling with something, if you feel like you don't have it in you to keep going, reach out, and always remember that at the end of the day, it always gets better. At one point, it will get better.
What I can say is we should go to an extra mile of asking how are you, fine, and that's it. Because majority of the youth are suffering in silence. And what they are asking for or seeking for is, are you sure you're fine? Are you sure you're fine? Tell me how fine you are. And when someone speaks out or someone says something, don't be a bleacher of confidence. If someone speaks out or shares something to you, ask yourself, why am I so trusted? Yeah.
Okay, to conclude, what I would love just to tell my fellow youth and even the people watching is like a journey of 1,000 miles, start by a step. Whatever you do today will determine where you land. And for that is accept yourself and respect yourself and those who are around you, tolerate them and don't be ignorant. Try to, if somebody tell you something, try, if you can solve it. But if you can't, give a leeway how you can help him or her. And by that, I think we'll be going somewhere.
For me, I think you should not put yourself in vulnerable situations. If you know you cannot handle it like 100%, don't put yourself in a situation where utabebwa tu. You'll just be carried because you don't have a stance. So just, if it's something that you are giving 100%, give it your all. Be sure of what you're doing and trust yourself. Like, I know you can never want something bad for yourself because we all want good things, right? So if you want something for yourself, just go for it. So just give yourself 100%.
Mine is from something I've realized from this talk. Allow me to say that family is all you have. So now that we, maybe the people are making families, maybe the next 5 years or 10 years, let's make good families so that our sons may have a different story. Yeah.
Thank you. My last question was going to be, what are the one or two takeaways for each one of you from this forum? He has started with one, so can you do the second one and we move?
Okay, so the first one is family is important. The second takeaway, I'm not alone. Yeah, because at least what I have said, maybe the people who resonate with me or I resonate with what they have said. So even you who is feeling maybe you are alone in a mental situation, you are not alone. Yeah.
If you're struggling with anything, probably from your past, in your present, even now, seek help. Just seek help. Be open. Don't lie to yourself. Just be true to yourself. And also be aware. Social media is not bad. It's good. It's not good also. It's bad. So just be aware.
Okay, my take from this, I can just say like sharing is caring and be wise in who you talk to or who you associate with, and have self-respect in everybody you interact with. Just have respect and you'll never go wrong.
Well, my takeaway is affirmations. It's a very strong word. Even though no one tells you anything, as much as you have affirmed yourself, that's all you need. And that's enough. Yeah.
I've learned that I should be intentional with what I do, and I should know my purpose, and is it aligning with God's purpose for me?
Okay, I've learned that we should accept ourselves first, and also don't be afraid to cut off something that you think is poisonous.
My takeaway is communication. As young people, we need to communicate our challenges, our problems. I think we need to speak out of what we are going through, and then be purposed, have a vision, self-driven, independent thinker. Thank you.
Thank you all for being here today. Thank you for watching this episode of Mental Wellness Insights. Thank you for the things that happen to the youth. We want to not just castigate the society, but to thank the society for bringing up youth, but also to realize that society has a lot of stake in the future And so we ought to look out for the challenges that the youth are going through. We have had a lot today, and we are going to have a lot more sessions with this the youth, and we know that something will come out of it. Thank you. Do remember to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, to click on the notification bell, and to share. God bless.